Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our podcast. I am Saida Rizai, and we have Elaheh here. Again, we have her here. She is a so welcome guest here, and she's going to
Thank
talk
you.
about what?
Love and relationship.
Oh, we talked about the same thing almost the same thing with Muhammad Hussein, and I was somehow flabbergasted. I didn't have any idea about it,
I'm
but
sure that my questions are a bit more juicy, so I think that you'll have more comments to give
good.
me. Let's see. Okay. So, first of all, let me just say hello to everyone out there watching and listening. Thank you for having me again.
Thank you.
It's really fun to be here and to talk to you. So, yeah, let's just dive into the topic. So, like Saeed said, today's topic is about love and relationship. But first, let's talk about love and then dive into just relationship. Okay, so of course, my first question, the most obvious thing is, tell me, Saeed, what does love mean to you? How do you define it?
Okay, it's not a difficult question, tell you the truth. In my opinion, love is, there isn't anything like love. People come up with this kind of idea that love exists and it is very important for us to be in love and love and love and love. But the reality, I believe, maybe just you believe differently, but I believe love is getting used to something and it initiates with, sorry to say, some people don't like it, with your hormones. Your hormones act as a stimuli to move you, to push you to just get in touch with someone, and after a period of time the feeling gets stronger and stronger. So after a period of time, again, you cannot live without that person, so you feel that you're in love with that person.
So let me put it this way. Basically, you're trying to say that love is purely just chemicals and hormones in our body. Something
Chemicals, hormones, and time.
and time. Okay, good. Let me ask you another question and then I'll answer the same
I
question.
suppose she's just cornering me. She wants to punch me bad. Uh-huh.
No, if you were to like describe the feeling of love, how would you describe it? Like give me an example. How do you not just define it? You defined love right now, okay? But tell me, how does it feel?
You know, uh, I'm not an expert, so the terminology I'm using, maybe they are not the most terminology, but
No, just something that
no. I want to
is based on personal
put it
experience.
this way. We have different type of fetish
Okay.
in sex. I believe we have the same kind of thing in just falling in love with people. I'm sorry, as I said, I'm not just good at these kind of topics. First, second, I don't have the right phrase and let's say academic word in this regard. But I believe a person who falls in love because of different reasons. Some people fall
Okay.
in love because of a beauty of a partner.
Okay.
Some people fall in love because of the character of the partner. Some people fall in love because of different things. Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
again, if I want to just talk about it, I say when you are satisfied, the surge of hormones in your body, you feel that you're in love. It is not something supernatural. In the past, people believed in love like it is something unearthly, but nowadays, I see it a lot that people accept it in a better way, and
In a more logical way, I
a
think,
logical
probably.
way. Yes, in the in especially our country or Middle Eastern, Middle East, better say, people were like the way that love is something spiritual and other things like this, something holy, very big. But the reality is that it is not that much big. Uh, the surge of hormones that you can experience with someone else too. I mean, it is not like that, okay, if I lose this person, there isn't anybody in the world that can satisfy me.
So let me give you a follow-up. I assume you've probably been in love more than once.
Of course, I am 43, so just
No, but okay, let me ask you, let me put it in another way. Every time that you've been in love, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, doesn't really matter. Was it the same feeling or was it different each time?
because I find myself mostly a logical person than
Yes.
emotional. So, and
Unlike me.
from the beginning, it was like this. Love for me was something which is defined in the fins I had made with the just my mindset and the terminology I put. So I believe it is not the way to say that, yeah, when I was in love, I was just high, and I was, no, just when I was in love, I was just very happy because I was committed and I could focus on other aspect of my life. And it was not like I just let around, do other things, try to just find other partners.
And when you're not in love, you're also happy, but it's a different kind of happiness.
When
course.
I am not in love, when I'm not in a relationship, I try to be in a relationship, I say.
Okay, fair enough. Good. Okay.
I suppose she couldn't just corner me and beat me.
No,
I'm joking.
I've got
I'm
good
joking.
questions. I've got good questions to corner you. For me, okay, so we're the exact opposite. You're a very logical person. We've known each other for like 7 or 8 years. You're very logical. I, on the other hand, am a very emotional person. I can actually even say that I'm a hopeless romantic, as the Z generation would put it. So, having that said, I should say that if I were to define love, I would say that love is like, let me not define it. Let me say that I believe that love, let me tell you how love feels. For me, love feels like having someone wrap their arms around your heart and giving you a really warm hug. For me, love is exciting.
May I interrupt you?
No.
Okay. No, seriously, I want to ask you
Go
a
ahead.
question.
Yes.
How did you come up with this kind of definition?
It's something that I felt.
Okay.
And it's the
okay.
closest way I could put it in words.
Can I ask you to to illustrate it a little bit? I mean, where did you find that feeling? Because, some people are talking about these kind of things because they are under the influence of lots of movies, lots of songs, lots of, I don't know, poems and other things.
Yeah. Well, that's fair.
Are you
that
because
fair.
of that? Have you got this feeling?
Let's be logical. Of course, I am under the influence of poems, romantic songs, rom-coms, and these kinds of things. I'm not gonna disagree with that. Yes, I'm 100% under the influence of, let's say, the things that are put out in the media. But when I say that it feels like a warm hug, when it feels like someone has wrapped their arms around you, it's because it gives me a feeling of safeness. But on the other hand, sometimes when you have someone hug you, sometimes they might hug you too tight, so it can become, let's say, what's the word? Oh, 1 second. It can become, oh my God, what's the word? It's literally on the tip of my tongue. It can become
emotionally.
No. The feeling that you have when you feel like you're about to be
suffocated.
Suffocating, yes, exactly. Thank you. So it can also sometimes feel like you're being suffocated, but if it can also sometimes become very scary, like you feel like maybe you're, it is safe, but sometimes you feel that maybe you're just like trapped. It's exciting. It's warm. You don't want to let it go. it's very unknown. And
what is the beauty of being entrapped?
Exactly. There's no beauty to it. It's
So
just that I'm not saying that when I define love, I'm not defining it with beautiful adjectives and beautiful words. That's exactly my point. I'm saying that it's something that could, think of it as love being an ocean. When it's peaceful, it is beautiful. But when there's like a storm, it can be very terrifying and even deadly.
but when you look at ocean, you feel that horrifying nature in that, even if when it is peaceful. So mostly when even it is peaceful, you don't just dive into it, because you know that
you don't dive into it, but you
can,
have the necessary equipment to be safe.
How do you arm yourself with those kind of
How
things?
do you arm yourself? You try to set boundaries. You try to protect yourself by setting some boundaries and by probably not getting too attached too soon.
In that case, what I infer from your saying is that you don't go to the ocean.
No, just because, just because something can be very deadly doesn't mean that, and also at the same time very beautiful and very exciting, doesn't mean that we should put it aside. It's always tempting. Let me put it this way. Yes. For me, love is something that, while it's there, it's beautiful, it's amazing. When it ends, it feels like shit. We've all experienced
when you started,
that. But that doesn't mean
about that just
exactly.
dark
I
ending.
know the consequences. I know that if I 100% devote myself to that person, to that individual.
Imagine you are going to bed. You're so tired. You're going to bed, and if the bed is very cool, everything is provided. But you know that tomorrow when you wake up, they are going to execute you. Will you sleep well?
I don't think that's a fair comparison.
Why?
I don't think it's a fair comparison because like I said, for me, love is also unknown. Love is also
my
unknown.
saying is that,
okay.
Do you get the joy out of bedtime? I suppose no.
You know why I say it's not a fair comparison? Because when you talk about execution, it means like the ultimate end, like finish, like the end. Okay. With love, yes, of course, only for a period of time, you might feel that you're done. It's the end for you. But then, after just going over those 5 stages of grief, which we all probably have heard of, you'll get back on track and you'll feel better.
But
and
not all people pass those 5 levels. I'm not sure.
5 stages. Not all people pass them. That's not because they can't. It's because they don't want to. There's a huge difference there.
Yes, of course. There isn't any they can.
Okay. There's no such thing as not being able to overcome a grief. People lose a loved one. The ultimate, there's this one sentence that I heard in like a series. I don't remember what it was. And it was very funny. It said that the ultimate breakup is death, which is, obviously, the ultimate breakup is death. So people overcome death. People overcome the grief of losing a loved one. Why can't they overcome losing someone they love? They can. They just don't want to. They don't want to reach that acceptance. They don't want to get back on track. I know it's difficult. I for one, have personally been heartbroken. I've been in love. But even though it was extremely painful, the process of like getting over that person, and it's not about just getting over that person and moving on. It's just about, I believe, trying to keep them in your memory and continuing to living in the present. It's this case, okay? So I've been through that. I know exactly how it feels. It's really shitty, but it's achievable. And I think that if I can do it, why can't other people do it? It's just a matter of giving yourself time and also trying to be realistic and, just that. Yeah, I don't have anything
Good.
else to add.
It was very nice. Elaheh and I, when we talk, somebody should come and stop us. But generally speaking, it was very nice. I don't know. It was, I suppose, more than 20 minutes. But anyhow, thank you guys for watching. Elaheh,
Thank you, everyone.
And it was a
Thank you for having
just,
me.
I jumped and finished that. But anyhow, I don't want the podcast just be more than 20 minutes anyhow. But thank you. It was very nice podcast. Elaheh, thank you for just
Thank you for
partaking
having
in
me.
this session, and see you next week.